11,165 pounds, tripper slide, couples camping, Sandpiper just landed here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Sharp shape. Folks had no intention of really swapping it out. Then the gentleman of the household got a newer, bigger truck, and according to the lady of the household, he couldn't wait to get something to pull it with. Obviously, this wasn't enough to satisfy his curiosity and his needs. Swapped it out for a massive Jayco Pinnacle here. Lady of the house has been very happy with Sandpiper, but she did admit she's certainly not going to be disappointed hanging out in a Pinnacle luxury fifth wheel either. When you get inside most big triple slide fifth wheels, anytime there's an island or a peninsula or something here in the kitchen, you go, crap, I can't really get through it. But that is something that classic fifth wheel designers actually seemed to handle a little bit better than a lot of modern designers. Now, it's a little tight right here, but if you do the sideways travel trailer two-step, you can whoosh, slide right through it, like I just did. You can get back here, get to the refrigerator, get to the pantry. You can, sort of, enough, get to the sink. You can get to enough things so that if you need to make a travel stop, or if you need to pack the fridge, or if you need to do something small like that, in transit or while the RV is in storage and you're getting prepped for a trip or unpacked, you can do that in this floor plan, and I think that was a really good decision. Where this one really shines, though, is once you get there, you get all opened up, you set up shop, you can definitely spend some extended time in this rig and be happy with the experience. One of the things that is nice about these rear entertainments is they feel even larger, even though they're actually technically smaller than a rear sofa model, just because there's nothing in the middle of it. It's just wide open space. If that's what you're looking for, these things are going to work. I'm not gonna lie. I am a sucker for, like, any time you get one of these giant, you know, it has a very home feeling L-shaped wraparound couches. I call it a napping lounge, man, because my big long body, my long legs, I could see on a rainy day planting a pillow in the corner of that thing, setting up shop in Boardwalk and Park Place, and just kind of drifting, dozing in and out. And of course, there's storage all the way around that thing. That electric space heating fireplace down below is nice. And as we spin around, you notice this thing has, well, I mean, I Googled it. I had Siri check it out for me. The scientific name for this is a redonkulous amount of window coverage. It's awesome. You have some of the most amazing views on the campsite side of this RV, looking at your site, not the neighbors. Twin recliners here that are lightweight, so if you do want to kind of cheat them out a little bit and angle them up toward the TV, you absolutely can here, no sweat whatsoever. This is also a 6.5 foot tall slide out, which is pretty common in big fifth wheels. It means that you can actually stand up at that dinette and not hit your head on anything. And by the way, not only does this thing just have a ridiculous number of windows, but take a look at all the windows and how they ventilate. Every window opens for ventilation here. Now, kind of like the windows, the storage in this thing is just remarkable. Now, that is a 10 cubic foot fridge freezer. It's an uncommon size. It never really was a frequent find in the RV industry. But nowadays you tend to go 6, 8, or 12s. There's really not a lot of 10s out there, so I like to point that out when I see it. Now, you've got just absurd amounts of cabinet storage space. You can see how deep that kitchen countertop is right there. All of the drawers, the cabinets, the everything, the pantry, it is all that deep. So this thing just has incredible storage potential. Even though you look at it, it doesn't look really bulky and blocky. It's because so much of that storage is contained within the slide out. It's hanging out over thin air. And pardon my umbrella down there. You might have noticed earlier it is drizzling a bit. But there's doors, cabinet doors everywhere. They just waste nothing. And look at the size of this just Boss Hoss countertop extension. That thing is large and in charge. Now when you flip that up, to me, that's the perfect place to put a wastebasket. But frankly, it's big enough you could probably manage two. The sink here, quick note on that, because you're going to look at it and at a glance it looks like plastic. This is actually a material called stone cast, which is a really sharp material. It has a lot of the benefits of stainless, but it weighs less. And it can withstand temperatures of up to 500 degrees before compromising. It's pretty serious stuff. A couple quick notes for you. I do like this sort of open flowing hallway here, although the bedroom does have a sliding privacy. I'm almost going to call it a wall, not a door, because it's just so darn big, but you get the idea. So we do have a 70 by 80 king bed here. but you might notice how they actually extended the slide out, and they created space to actually stand here and get dressed. You don't have to like sit on the bed to put on a pair of pants. You actually have room to do it. And I like, really, this is almost like a classic Fleetwood travel trailer thing, but that little side open pocket next to the bed headboard right there, perfect little place to put a phone and whatnot. And then you've got this extra storage here in the slide out as a result of the extended space right there. Cross breeze window on that side. Second air conditioner was added to this model aftermarket, but the fact is it was here. Also added aftermarket, you can see the Combo-Matic washer dryer over here. So evidently, you know, these folks had, you know, extended use needs, which makes sense since they swapped this out for a Pinnacle, which there's not a lot of RVs that are going to be better for extended / you know, permanent seasonal use than a Jayco Pinnacle. So their taste and their purchases make sense. And once again, windows. Good God almighty. A pair of big windows up here in the bedroom. This thing, and even from the outside, these windows are so large, they're like, wow, that looks weird. You wake up every morning, if you hear noise at night, you can walk right out here and see what's going on. Now, hopefully, your view is better than the mud puddle. We're looking at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan currently. It's currently Michigan rain season, mud season, which is a real thing. Although, Michigan mud season, man, it is nothing at all like Maine mud season. Mud gets so bad in Maine this time of year that it could be 4 feet deep. You could lose a small child if you're not paying attention. Over here in the bathroom, pretty simple, but pretty effective. I do like that it does have the larger bath fan in here. The shower height's excellent, even for a bigger person like me. It looks like they did upgrade the shower head, which is a pretty common thing. Neat little spot here just to keep a couple extra linens, like some bath towels in place. And there is plenty of room around this toilet. If you got long legs, or if you got big shoulders or big hips or whatever, you can fit here and not feel like you're getting squeezed into, you know, an economy class aircraft seat where you got to do some kind of twist 'em up bathroom yoga just to do your business. Just like the inside, I really haven't seen anything on the outside of the RV that gives me an extreme amount of pause. I do want to take a moment again, just appreciate the just absurd number of windows on this thing. Great cross breeze and ventilation going through here. I mean, if I'm going to be ultra picky, pardon the umbrella, like, the biggest defect I've found on this RV is that the original plastic factory holdback has just succumbed to the wear and weather of time. So if that's the worst thing I say about this fifth wheel, I think we're doing all right, you know. Great big pass-through storage, super wide. Remember that extended bathroom we talked about? Or bedroom rather? If you have a bigger bedroom, it stands to reason you have to have a bigger pass-through. But you also have a very nice separate front large compartment up here as well. If you want to keep things like your spare tire up here instead of down here, you easily could. Now you notice how the previous owners put those strong arm braces on the jack legs there for stability. Those things are worth their weight in gold. If you start, you know, getting on camper forums and Googling, how do I keep my camper from rocking on a campsite? There's 100,000 different answers, but the one thing basically everybody agrees on is those strong arm stabilizers are the business. I've actually done a demonstration on those. The wide body open range RVs that we carry here at Haylett RV actually has those on their standard. They do such a good job. You can see the slide awnings on here. This does have a pretty fair insulation package for it. This was made before Sandpiper was doing any kind of actual cold camp testing. That being said, I don't believe this would have any trouble passing cold camp readings. I just simply can't guarantee it because they never guaranteed it. Now, here's just such a great example. It's a little bit rainy, so the sidewall is a little not as clean, but you can still see that there's such a high level of reflectivity on here. The decals are not peeling and fading. I got a nice water droplet right on the screen. That's gonna annoy me. But you can see how all these decals are in great shape. Give me just a second. Yep, there we go. One water droplet. That's just that little, I'm very specific and particular about how I do things, and if it annoys me, I'm sure it annoys somebody else out there, but hey, maybe that's my journey. Of course, you can just stomp all over the roof of this thing. That's not an issue. The roof vents have some nice, like, Max Air style covers on them. Man, folks actually came to us. They're from Kentucky. They made several trips up here. You know, they weren't actively shopping for an RV. They just found the right one. We made them a heck of an offer on their trade-in, and I mean, obviously, long distance deals, we make these things happen, guys. I say all the time that there's nobody too far away to work with Haylett RV. The only thing we need is just the fair opportunity to work with you. That's all we need, is just a phone call and a shot. So, short of that, I think we're pretty much set. If you have any more specific questions on anything, definitely give us a call, because whether it's hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between, we do it all at Haylett RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.